Hello. Come on, pick up the farm sims. Come on. There we go. Hello. Slightly new angle for the webcam because I moved my PC slightly. And I'll be moving it again, so expect the webcam angle to change again in a couple of weeks probably. But I'm back from Christmas at last. And I had a good time. I enjoyed it. Oh, there's weeds on the grass here. That's decidedly not good. How am I doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I had to do some figuring out. Because the front USB panel on my PC is completely screwed. I found 2 working USBs, so I'm able to play Farm Sim. I had a backup plan for today. Getting some food and doing some ETS2 skinning. Nice, Thomas. I had like a few backup plans for today, in case I couldn't figure something out. But I got at least something working. As a temporary solution. And oh crap, I need to contact Nitrado after the stream as well. Yanis, or Alex, or somebody... Could you, like, tag me after the stream and remind me to contact Nitrado about the server? Because it's got, like, 2 days remaining. Thank you, Yanis. So did we all get nice things for Christmas and whatnot? Do we all get what we wanted for Christmas? Because honestly, there was only one thing I wanted, and it was something I needed. A new phone. Which vibrated as soon as I picked it up. Hello phone, what do you want? You're telling me about apps that I don't care much about. I have a modern phone now, it can do phone things. It's no longer a potato. I can unlock it by touching the back, which is slightly disturbing, but it has to be with one specific finger. Get anything nice for Christmas? I got a new phone, a few bits of cool tat, which sounds like I'm insulting it. No, I like any weird kind of knock-aroundy things, I call tat, because it is. What phone have I got now? I've got a Samsung A40 now. Which apparently released in like April of last year. What bitrate do I stream at? Bitrate is going to be like, every person has their own preferences. Mine's about 6,000. Landy streams about 4,500, I think. Everybody's going to have a slightly different number because that's what they feel comfortable with. Your dad got a new phone for Christmas at all? Nice. My mother got a trip to Prague in March. And here we do like something a bit odd, which is New Year's Day gifts. Which started off as my parents wanting to keep me and my sister quiet on New Year's Day, so they kept giving us like VHS tapes. Which gives an idea of how old both myself and my sister are now. But we always got like new videos for New Year, and that tradition kind of continued because it's a fun little thing. And for the new year, for 2020, my mother got something that she's always wanted. She's always gone on about this, and she got it this year, and she broke. But she is going on a helicopter ride at some point. And for as long as I can remember, she's always said, I'd love to go on a helicopter ride. It's the one thing she's always wanted, but never got a chance to do. Order 16 gigs RAM, you have 32. Nice one, Chris. When you're running 8... Oh, Dovacity, come on. Get that RAM number up to something silly. 32. I've had 32 gigs of RAM for a few years now, and oh my god. I very rarely hit 32 gigs usage. Even with Chrome. You remember the days of tapes? That was my childhood, was VHS tapes. And dealing with them degrading. What's the max RAM you have? What the hell? Excuse me, that's not how that works. It does, RN. I need to switch over to Firefox on my main PC. I've been using it on CrapTop because it actually works on CrapTop, so Firefox is clearly a very light browser. Although I think it runs off Chromium, which is kind of amazing that Firefox is light. Yeah. There we go. You figured out how physics works again. Well done. Yeah, RAM is basically however much you can shove in. I could totally go up to the 432 gig sticks solution if I wanted to, but as much as I love my 32 gigs of RAM, I don't see the point in having 128 gigs. Hey, Massey, or 1/8 of a gigabyte. Am I right in that? 128, 1024. No, maybe. Or quarter terabyte, didn't we? 128 gigs would be a quarter terabyte RAM, huh? Or 1/8. Because doubled is 256, double that is 512, double that is 1024. Yeah, 1/8. Oh, DDR4. Can your motherboard take DDR4 RAM, Chris? Oh, you got a new computer, so yes. Hey, you can do it. Gonna eat Delvacity, very nice. I had a sandwich for breakfast. That's all I've eaten so far today. I'm doing well on the not eating too much crap bandwagon. Even though behind me, you can't see it, but behind me is quite a large bag of crap that I can eat at any time. So that is the hay stacked and ready to be brought up to the auxiliary yard. Which, if you didn't see it before Christmas, I built an auxiliary yard. I'll show it to you guys in a minute, just in case you somehow haven't seen it yet. Presumably because you weren't around for the pre-Christmas stream. There were a couple of streams I did before Christmas. An Ursus? Yes. I have seen something very similar to this in real life. Although I will say this tractor is unrealistic. Because that's not a Dixie horn. You got George Foreman grills came making toasters. That's what I use for toasted sandwiches here, and they are brilliant. Antibiotics for chest infection. Welcome to my November, Chris. That's what literally the entirety of November was like for me. Do I trust the Ursus to make it up the hill with the bale trailer on the back? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that I'll probably need the Class 900 or the 800. There's these tractors in the bogs. I mean, they'll use anything in the bogs as long as they can get giganto flotation tires on them. They'll use anything in. Well, has my server been offline recently? Yeah, Alex was telling me it was offline yesterday, but when I checked it through the portal, it was online. So I need to extend it anyway, Martin. So what I'll do is I'll reboot it once it's been extended, and we'll go from there. Admin chat. What's going on in admin chat? anyway. I mean, we do it every day. Every time there's a stream, that happens. I don't... Tomorrow, just start tagging him specifically. Where's the 800 gone? Didn't happen for like 2 weeks. Yeah, I guess he forgot that happens. And I mean, if he's not got his phone on silent when he's in bed, that's his own problem. Honestly. You know, you feed the animals. The cows should have enough food. Yeah, the cows have enough food for now. I do need to pop more in at some point, but they've got enough for now. And the water's just going to be maintained. How do I get the denominator like that? It's me, RN Agri. That's all the explanation anybody ever needs. It's me. Just deal with deal with equipment being in impossible positions. On a serious note, though, I accidentally tipped it off the end of the silage bunker, and it landed like that. Auto mutes after the alarm. Mine's always on silent. My phone, I don't like having my phone be loud, so it's always on silent, because otherwise it would just constantly be beeping at me. I actually want to swap out the attachment on the... I cannot. Unless it's in here. Did I forget to activate the thingy? Clearly I did. Who's worse at crashing, me or DJ? I mean, it really depends on the situation, I guess. Do. Wonder when the pattern patch will be out. Yeah, that needs patching. There's a lot of stuff needs patching in the game, quite honestly. Hey, Six Wheeling. How you doing today, dude? Let's get this spun around. This is proof that I don't actually need locking scripts to do bail handling, and neither should anybody else, because I'm an idiot. There we go. I'm pretty good, Six Win. I think what the reason most people think they need locking scripts is because they tend to yeet everything everywhere, and they don't realize that sometimes just being a bit more subtle with controls is the way to go. He says as he yeets. The hardest part about getting good bail stacks is just being patient enough to do them. Hey, GD. As things are okay. To yeet is easy, to unyeet hard. Did I? Oh, that was dumb of me. Oh well, I'll just bring this around the other way. That's that grabbed. And away we go at top speed. See, the trick with bale stacking is you want everything to sound like it's idling all the time. Because if it sounds like it's idling, it's not actually putting out too much power. Or accelerating super fast. You're wondering if you should get X-Plane 11? Yes and no. I mean, if you want to sim to plane now, then X-Plane, yes. If you're looking into something a bit more long-term, I would wait until later this year. I'm presuming it'll be later this year when Microsoft Flight Simulator releases. That, I think, is going to be the future of flight sims, just from the way things are publicly. The public information, like, it blows everything that's currently available out of the water. Even Prepare 3D, which is made by Lockheed Martin, is kind of eclipsed by what Microsoft have done with Flight Simulator now. That said, P3D is made for professional sims, so it's kind of intentionally not graphically fantastic. Hey Jag, it's going good. How's it going with you, dude? Just from early footage, it looks very good. I mean, that's the big thing about Microsoft Flight Sim, is they're really selling it hard. They're showing how good a flight sim can look. And the fact that the pictures from the alpha that they published were pretty indistinguishable from the stuff they were putting out themselves, you know, it says the game looks good in the wild. Actually, that needs to stay on, because I've just been throwing 3 bales on top and then yeeting it up to the yard. But good to hear, Jag. Glad to hear it. Maximum yeet into the field. Yeet levels reduced. Microsoft are doing what Microsoft have always done with flight sims, which is go to insane levels of being new. Is Google Stadia worth it? No. From what I can tell, that owning one, it's a failed console. Which is kind of what I had anticipated it being, unfortunately, because they were trying too much innovation at once in a console, which, nah. There unfortunately comes a point where there's too much innovation. And it doesn't work because it's too far ahead of where technology actually is. A lot of attempts at VR in the past had this problem, where they tried so much to do like one thing in particular. And they did it, but it wasn't very well done. And as a result, it wasn't really successful. I don't know, Arnagri. I genuinely don't know what the deal is with Farm Sim on Stadia. Burning what that double click was, that was me turning on my radiator because I'm quite cold. This is where it's most likely to tip over because it's a slanty cornery turn. I'm really glad that I used the 800 because there is no way the Ursus would have pulled this up. Hey, pal. How's it going today, dude? Alright. That's the tractor up. We just need to get the telehandler up now, and we can start stacking the bales. Try the Ursus on. The Ursus would not work. Alright, I'm telling you now, it would just spin its wheels. Have a good Christmas, New Year? Mostly good. Christmas didn't exactly go to plan. I was a bit ill on Christmas morning. Figured out why fairly quickly. And that was it's something that I'll need to keep an eye on. Or a nose on. Because it turns out I react really badly to the smell of grease. And so badly, in fact, that I vomited. And then Christmas evening, the evening of Christmas Day, I was sat on the couch and suddenly, to my dad's amazement, shot forward, exclaiming a sound that I can't even remember, because the cat had clawed me quite badly in the back. So it could have gone better for me. Hey, Frederick. Yeah, Christmas is just one of those days where things didn't want to go right for me, and they happen. You gotta deal with them. Excuse me, could you not? J12 20 122 22 even. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Hope you're enjoying. Hey, there we go. Did I sit on the cat? No, the cat, what he does is he lies out on the couch and sometimes he stretches. As cats do. And sometimes when he stretches, he puts his claws out, not kind of without any notice to what's potentially in front of his claws. And, he stretched when he was laid kind of in behind me. I wasn't sat on him by any means. And, yeah, he didn't realize that he was that close to my back. Until I shot forward and suddenly the chair kind of bounced him up slightly. And he got confused. He then realized what had happened and was very apologetic. It was a very cat thing to do, but, I mean, it's not something that he would actually do intentionally. He's the kind of cat that will paw you. Am I making a map? I haven't been making a map for over 2 years, Dara. So no. This is Shamrock Valley. By the way, this is just straight up Shamrock Valley. All I've done is I've built an auxiliary yard. Using the in-game tools. To, in a way, I guess, in a way, prove that the in-game tools aren't entirely terrible and can be used to make something that looks okay. If you spend, 20 minutes, half hour on it, you can get something that looks pretty good. Granted, you need to kind of have an eye on what you're doing as you're doing it, because the in-game tools do tend to do a bit of a wonky sometimes. Also, I need to remove the stand hat mod, I've just realised. Because, Yeah, my dude is still wearing his Santa hat from Christmas. Come on, down we go. The combine, yes, the combine is still vertical, Frederick. I don't plan on moving that, to be honest. I'll probably end up buying a second combine. Because I kind of enjoy the fact that it's just stuck there vertically. Getting buffering, is anyone else? For once it shouldn't be me, Aaron. Shouldn't be anything caused by my internet. If you are getting buffering, just turn down the quality of the stream by like 1 notch on YouTube. There we go. I'll go over to Twitch, because for some reason Twitch is much better at getting quality without using insane bit rates. There we go. Now you're on Twitch. Sweet, yes. By the way, I'm using the Synthwave playlist on Pretzel because I quite like Synthwave. Oh, Shane, the other one was a fail stream because I accidentally I said the bitrate wrong, or I set the latency wrong on YouTube, because you gotta change that every bloody stream because there's no way of setting a default. And sometimes I forget, and it's usually the first time I'm back after a short break I set the latency wrong. And having taken the better part of 2 weeks for Christmas, I set the latency wrong. It's an easy thing to forget, quite honestly. But we're back on the new schedule, which I still haven't updated the picture in Discord. We'll have Farm Sim today and tomorrow. Wednesday will be X-Plane, where I'll do some world tour. And that's going to be an interesting one moving forwards, because it's just I'm not going to limit it to just X-Plane. I may, you know, when it comes out, because the world tour will last longer than it will take for Flight Sim 2020 to come out. Yeah, when the time comes, I may swap over to Microsoft Flight Sim, at least for some flights, because, you know, new sim, new graphics, new everything. But then, you know, that's once streaming and whatnot is allowed in Microsoft Flight Sim. I've just remembered, I actually have Follow Me. So if I go... do I have Follow Me? I do have Follow Me. That'll make life easier. I hope. Set the behind distance to 10. Yeah, if it gets stuck on that side, sinus, no collisions. If it gets stuck, that's my own fault. You're done trying to make mods. Why use a controller? Yes. Good job, follow me. You definitely tried. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 2 left over. I'm gonna guess, Aaron, that GE keeps crashing on you, because that's a historic problem with GE. Every time you send it to Giants, it gets denied. Well, use that as a learning opportunity, dude. Don't be discouraged. Oxy goes through plenty of fails with every map. Don't be discouraged because it gets denied by Giants, Aaron. If it's being denied and they're saying like somebody's already submitted some, this mod or something like that, then yeah, for sure, that mod idea probably isn't gonna work. Probably isn't gonna work out. But if it's technical issues, just learn to fix them. Use it as an opportunity to learn. The Giants that use tons of RAM. I can't remember, honestly. I know it's a bloomin' pain to work with, though. That much I do remember. How far are you from the actual point of the stream thanks to your internet? I don't know. I was watching a stream, would have been Friday night, I think? Maybe Saturday night on Twitch. That was 3 minutes behind, and then suddenly it was 3 minutes behind for everybody due to the streamer's internet issues. Suddenly it just started skipping forward repeatedly. Got denied because it kept tipping over. Well then, reduce the center of gravity. Also, I think the strobes in the Dixie might have been a slight contribution. Being surprisingly well stacking. This is one of the few things in Farm Sim I'm actually vaguely good at. I'm not... Oh, that's because of the slant. Like, I'm not fast at it by any means. I wouldn't get on well in the FSL, but... I'm vaguely good at it. Maximum snoot. Oh god, I forgot how long this thing is. It did tip over, yes, but the trick when it tips over is just to restack. I mean, remember, I'm not using any any locking scripts or anything, so that in a way was a demonstration that I'm just using what the base game gives you. And that sometimes the physics decide to be mean to you. There we go. Angle there is wrong. That'll do as an angle. Also, I was trying to stack downhill, so the whole stack tipping over thing was a pretty likely thing to happen, to be honest. I should really have put the tractor like facing down the hill so it's stacking side to side, but oh well. Live and learn, live and learn. Yeah, stacking on a hillside is not the best idea in real life, never mind in Farm Sim where the physics are occasionally a bit weird. Trick is though, figure out what the angle is, just work with it. Oh, that was bad. That flicked slightly. I'm gonna grab this stack here because I want to try and go downhill as little as possible with these stacks. Yeah, see how quickly that just jerks off? It just... Sometimes the physics just makes the bales flick a bit. The problem there was real steer, Thomas. The way Follow Me works, it's expecting the steering to be near instant, or at least it used to. I don't know how it works now. But it expects... It basically uses keyboard controls. And in FS17, it expected the steering to be near instant. So with real steer, it was a lot slower. It would go to max lock, which is... You know, how keyboard steering used to work, was just instant max lock. And because it took so much longer with real steer, it didn't really know what to do. So it just kept adjusting max locks. And that's why it couldn't go in a straight line. That's about as good as I can get this. Yeah, I can improve this one slightly. I mean, it's not terrible, I can fix it in the shed, so... Not the end of the world. I have to admit though, it's kind of odd and also good at the same time. It's something you guys can't see. This is part of the reason that I took the entirety over Christmas off. I redid my room almost entirely. I moved my PC from under my desk to on top of it, and now I am so much more comfortable like sitting to stream. Because my legs aren't bashing up against anything. It's also why, if you're looking in, was it yesterday? That weird little picture of the circuit board that I threw into Discord, that was the front USB panel on my PC. And it was showing that I had actually snapped almost all of the solder joints. That was something I wanted to try and avoid. I can get the Ariane to fix this, I think. Use your PC as well. I use an old printer. I did say the last time I made my way up here that there was a fairly good chance I'd tip just because it's a slanting turn. So I'm not entirely surprised that the entire construction just fell over. Okay, Ariane seemingly can't do that. Let's try and use it to... Yeah, no, that's just not gonna work. It's definitely not good for Yanis, because I look at the RAD for my CPU and the bottom half was just gunked up with junk. Hey Dar, Happy New Year to you as well. I must remember later to bring out the bin and to check if it's full first, because I got some garbage to dispose of. Yeah, that's what mine did, Yanis. Did I like Palin Craig in FS17? Yes and no. Am I a class man? I like class. I like the colour scheme, so yes. I don't particularly care for the brand itself, it's just the colours. I find them pretty. I can totally fix this though. See? Totally fixed. Now I'm going so slowly that I can't dip. You know, watch arrived today. Very nice turn. Like pink also, not that. Yeah, it's my favorite color. Some people don't believe me when I say that, but it legit is. Gotta love all colours? I do, but... well, rainbow means something else to Vassity, but still. I flipped it because I was going uphill around a corner, which the game doesn't like. For some reason. It really hates uphill corners. Also, there is significantly more hay than I actually expected from those 3 fields, which is good. Because that is 3 6s, 18 bales, And we got another 18 coming in, 36 bales. That's my day been? Pretty good, pretty good. Got up, had a sandwich, had a cup of coffee. Set the fire for tonight. Brought in some logs for the fire for tonight. It's 4 a.m. Strike, go to bed, dude. I say that. I'm usually awake at 4 a.m. myself, so can I really complain all that much? There we go. I reckon if I could get these to nudge over, I could get a 5th set of bales in, but I'm not gonna try. Couldn't be awake at 4 a.m. I could. You're working the night shift, Strike, are you? Yeah. Much pity and sympathy. My sister's working tonight, actually. Just a standard night, 8 till 10. 10 till 8, even. Hopefully it's not too difficult on her. Hopefully she's done with competent people. Well, with an 11-hour time difference, it would have to be Australia. Somewhere I would guess towards the middle. Sun's starting to rise. Because Sydney is approximately a 12-hour time difference from GMT. Approximately. Hey, Tyler. How's it going today, dude? SG, hello. See how I'm smart and don't have song requests on, by the way? Also, like YouTube and copyright BS, so. Not something that I want to mess with. 1 hour behind. Ah, Sydney's on daylight time. See, I keep claiming to be dumb, and yet here I am knowing time zones in Australia. Despite never having been there. If you're in a different time zone to Sydney, then you gotta be from around Melbourne, I would guess. Melbourne, Canberra, that kind of area. I'm gonna guess Melbourne, Canberra still daylight time. Oh. Tasmania, maybe? That's on the right side of Australia. I guess Alice Springs is possible, but paramedic. Seem to attract paramedics. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my driving tells them you're a fake Australian. Uh-oh. Gentlemen, we have an issue. And possible ladies. Brisbane. So here I was thinking you were south and you were north. Do you know how many chromosomes you ever catch user ran over the gas and burnt itself as he got a over kettle? I have no, those were words, but I don't understand them. Does head tracking work on console? Probably not, because you gotta budget into Farm Sim. Your terrible spelling. Hang on, let's do this smart like. Because I learned my lesson from last time. At least this way they'll all fall the same way when they inevitably have issues. Not the area, not the boat, not the Ursus, not the Ferguson, this. And away we go! You gas open, your cat jumped into it while you're boiling the kettle. Cats tend to jump at warm things. Ours have a habit of jumping into the because they stay outside in a shed usually. Which is where we keep our tumble dryer. They have a habit of jumping into the tumble dryer. This isn't a field. I've just come to the realization this is not a field. This is not where I want to be. Four AM's just dying down. I mean, I'd imagine most sane people are asleep by now. So you'll get the loonies now strike. That said, for you it's Tuesday, so might not be too busy. Your cat doesn't because he's a chunky boy. We have we have a really fluffy white cat. Like, he's got really thick fur, really long thick fur, and he's got the habit of like lying on his back, insisting on rubs, and then just gently pawing your hand when you do it. When you give him a belly rub. So I've taken to calling him the Cloud because he has the soft. He is just soft. He's like he's like being hit by a cloud. It's kind of amazing. There we go. Need to fix this bale, so just bear with one sec. Oh, check out the skills. Can't do that with a 3-stack. Get FS 19 on PS4 for Christmas from Mrs. You haven't had time to play it. Well, make sure and download some mods, Strike. It's some of the console mods are really, really stunning. And basically anything that makes it onto console is objectively good. It's just personal preference from there. I'll recommend any Oxygen David map. Partially because I helped test Oxygen David maps. but partially because like he is one of the best map makers. He tends to get a bit insane with the things he decides are a good idea. Like, for example, a drivable boat. Like, you can drive the boat on Shamrock Valley. There's some John Deeres doing the rounds in the traffic with muck spreaders on the back. He's been saying that his next map, Sandy Bay, which is going to be the FS15 Sandy Bay for those of you who like complaining about FS17 Sandy Bay, is going to have like tractors working on the outside of the boat, or outside of the map boundaries, in the fields there, just for added realism. Can you crash the boat? No, it works as a train, Delvacity. The way that he's kind of jerry-rigged the boat to work is it's using the train kind of mechanics, so it's effectively it's running on invisible rails. So you can't do anything with the boat. It's just kind of there as a fun kind of mechanic that you can mess about with occasionally when you're bored. JD are highly unreliable in Australia, they break down too much. I mean, that's something that John Deere are kind of unusually known for, and yet people love John Deere nonetheless. I don't get this. Like, John Deere are either the best brand ever, they make nothing but good tractors, or they just break down too much. There's no middle ground. Or some I break in my case. Well, I mean... Oh! I've not got the bug this time. And... GG, Oxy, you've put your name on the boat. I know I've got Follow Me installed. I don't trust it when I've got bales on the, on the trailer, is the problem. Because Follow Me tends to be a bit aggressive with turning, and a bit aggressive with one of CD's trailers means that you're on your side very quickly. Can you put a tractor on the boat? I mean, I guess you could. Hey, Oxy! Just been telling everybody how amazing you are as a map maker. As per usual. Let's get this third bale on top of that 2-stack, and then we can have a 1-stack left over for the final bale. Whoops. Grabbed. This one I can be a bit more aggressive with because it's only the 1 bale. It's the 3 stacks you need to be a bit So the thing is, I'm not even kidding about talk about how good you are, because you come up with the insane mechanics. I had a good New Year. Christmas was a bit let's just say there was vomit and blood involved. It didn't go very well for me. It was a good day, but I didn't have a good day. I had a very unlucky day. Oh, nuts. That was my own fault. I was too aggressive. Right, let's get you off. You Okay, that's just made things infinitely worse. Flip you. Is that over to the next year? Yeah, hopefully next year the cat won't claw me. The other one was something that I learned, so like I'm not racking that down as a complete terrible loss. I learned that the smell of grease does not do well with me anymore. To the point where it upsets my stomach quite horrifically. Any tractor mod Oxy could try and make would probably be cursed. Gonna be honest. The C40s were... I've not been following 40... I've not been following like any Facebook stuff over the last few weeks because I wanted to take a clean break from Farm Sim for a couple of weeks in the nicest possible way. I want to come back today with like a fresh set of eyes on the game and renewed enjoyment. Sandy Bay has working speed cameras. I can test those. Those are things I can test. How to test speed cameras. Hyper yeet. Yeetus deletus. Okay. Now back up. And forwards a bit. Bit more. There. It's a bit too far forward actually. Back it up just a skosh. Perfect. The faster you go, the more you're... Oh god, you got fines working? Oh, rip. Now I want to see what happens when you take something through their top speed. I mean, Strike, I play racing games a lot. I can hyper yeet. You know, I've won races in iRacing. I've beaten people far better than me. Through sheer blind luck mainly, but also not crashing. Which might seem amazing considering my farm sim skills, but it is true. I am in fact hugely bankrupt, yes. I am enjoying this playlist, by the way. The synthwave playlist. I quite like it. Spy bus stop at 250 kph. I took that. I used to take that at like 60. I think it was 60 or 70. But that was in a radical which, at the time, was well known as being hideously murderous in iRacing. Especially with the setup they had for Spa. I saw people far better than me yeeting it off the track at speed. And iRacing isn't V8s. iRacing has V8s. I can't drive the V8s in iRacing, but iRacing has V8s. If I had an iRacing sub and several hours to practice. I could totally drive V8 though. Greetings and salutations, James. How goes it? I've not played anything in VR. I really want to get a VR setup. Like, I would love VR just for my racing games. And I guess flight sims too. But, I'd love it for my racing games just for immersion. Sometimes full yeet in a corner is the best thing to do. Eau Rouge, Bradion Complex. That's full yeet. Because you go in and you hope to God you get Radion right. Especially in something that's laser scanned, because there's a bump. 90% of games don't have this. There's a bump on the exit of Radion. Or actually, just off the apex of Radion. Where if you get Radion wrong, it's actually I guess, the middle corner, in the middle bit of the Eau Rouge complex. If you get that wrong, and you go into Radion at the wrong angle, you're going into the wall. There is no saving it. Like, I've got a wheel. I need to get it working again, but I got a wheel. What I need to get is the VR setup, which I kind of prefer to get my PC working the way that I want it first. Because it's a bit subpar. I need a new hard drive. I need another hard drive, not a new one. I need another hard drive for flight sim stuff. And need a new case so that I actually have working front USB ports. Which is what I did in stream yesterday. They had all failed, and I discovered that the solder on 2, possibly 3 out of the 4 had failed. The one that I'm not sure about is potted. Need quite a good PC for VR. Well, I mean, the only weak point on my PC in terms of VR would be CPU. Because, like, I've got a 2070, which is definitely capable of VR. I could turn down. Flight Sim is, X-Plane is. Microsoft's... They've not said one way or the other, having to be careful about my words. They've not said one way or the other yet, but I would presume they'll try for VR, because it makes sense in a flight sim. Yes, Janice, I did see the Auto Union Death Tub. I saw Jimmy Broadbent's lap as well, in the Auto Union Death Tub. You have a bone to pick with me. Third metatarsal. That is the bone that I pick with you. That would be amazing. Like that in VR. Just was told to stay for another 5 hours. I didn't cause that. I said it was Tuesday. Not my fault. It's Death Tub before the video. Oh, dude, have you not seen the video of it, Yanis? You need to watch Jimmy's lap in the Death Tub. Hey, IRT. How's it going today, dude? I jinxed you. Usually it's just myself that I jinx. Ah, that's why I flipped it. There's an extra little bump in that. Aha. Wait, no, this isn't the way up. Never mind, disregard the extra little bump there. You're expecting it, then it's your own fault. You saw the Death Tub video. Aha! There's actually a little pocket there to make the road look a bit more even. Up to the auxiliary yard we go. Which I still think I didn't do a bad job on this. Like, it mostly looks like it fits. There's also a drivable banana. I mean, I don't doubt what Assetto Corsa modders can do, but sometimes I question their sanity. Like that car that is just two men pretending to be a scooter or something. That is weird. Simulator Gaming, by the way, will be glad to hear that I've just thought up another song for the next time he streams. I've just thought up another music for his next stream. You're so glad. What's wrong with my song requests? You love Postman Pat and Fireman Sam and Thomas the Tank Engine. I mean, the same could be said of flight sims to an extent, Giannis. I did have a Santa sleigh mod for FSX before. It went Mach 5 instantly. Fireman Sam didn't get played. Yeah, and it wouldn't let me play Teletubbies, which was very upsetting. I don't even know why it wouldn't let me play Teletubbies. See you, Strike. Hopefully it's not too bad. Also, hopefully I haven't just jinxed you again. God dang it. These two bales are just... Tinky Winky, Dipsy, La La, oh. For those of you who are wondering what the hell I'm talking about SG, he's got song requests turned on when he streams on Twitch. And, myself and Alex helped him test song requests. I had, I think it was Tinky Winky as well, actually. Can't remember fully. We found it on the side of the road one day. It's played sound clips. And the one I had might have at one point, but it was found on the side of the road, so... if it did have any electronics, they were well fried by the time we got it. I'm not even kidding, IRT. Anyone ever watched In the Night Garden? No, but that's another song request for SG. He likes PG song requests, so Nah, Shane, I don't do song requests. Number one, because YouTube. And the hellish copyright system they have. And number two, because song requests tend to just be somebody gets a bright idea of trolling, like I did in SG stream, and it goes downhill from there. Your SRF, last access to your email. That's fine, dude. Frankly, I've stopped caring about subs. They're, kind of irrelevant. Hey, Jay the Gamer. How's it going, dude? You just contacted Urban Games? Is that the Transfer Fever dudes? You have to get me a green screen? Honestly, Shane, that's not something that's viable in this room. My room is actually too small for a green screen to work. Because it would basically be on my head. As much as I'd like one, this room is not suited. Fair enough, SG. Paint my room green? No. It's your 3-year anniversary with your girlfriend. Did you remember that before or after she shouted at you? Jay the Gamer. Because, like, I know for me, I'm terrible at dates. To the point where I've got a calendar set above my desk, and even that I've got the date wrong already today. Just one wall to be fine. Except you're looking at a corner of the room now. This is what you guys ain't understanding. Before. Oh, well done, Jay. They do, Kieran, but they're hellishly expensive. This is the problem with, like, green screens, is they're very expensive. If I had a bigger room, I would literally just put up, like a washing line or something, or some sort of stand of some description that wasn't specifically for green screen, and just get a bit of green cloth. Or green material, because it's actually cheaper to do it that way. Like if I'm spending money on something for streaming, I'm gonna spend money on making sure that my PC is up to snuff. Because I feel like that's more important than having a green screen gimmick on the go. Honestly. Some people might, some people disagree and say, oh, you need a green screen to stream. No, you don't. You're just telling people to spend money for the sake of spending money. You're saying, oh, you need a green screen. No, you don't. It's a nice thing to have, for sure. So is a mixer. You don't need those. I just realized my mic has been pointing in the wrong direction this entire stream so far. They're nice things to have, they're not necessary. They're not things that you absolutely, bare essentials need. And people say, oh, you need a webcam. No, you don't. You don't need a webcam. You don't need 5 million extra things. You need a computer that's capable of streaming, and OBS. And the expensive bit there is the computer. OBS is free. And, decent internet. They're the three things you actually need to stream. Ideally, a personality would help, but, I mean, I've seen plenty of streamers with no personality doing well, so... including me. But, no, these... and a microphone... I mean, yeah, a microphone does help, but you don't need to get an expensive one. I like having an expensive one, because I like having good sound quality, but you can totally get away with using a headset mic. 100%. And cat to throw for clout. Oh my god, that one Twitch streamer. Hasn't it come out as well about that one Twitch streamer, Dalvacity? I know you're on about that she abuses her dog as well. Have I got any LED strips? Nope. I should get some. It's something that I've been thinking about for a while, but They're a thing that's nice to have, but that I can't justify the expense of just yet. I think that's a different streamer. The pails have lined up to tease me. Yeah, the basic stuff. Yeah. If you ask, like, the likes of, Dr. Disrespect, what do you need to stream? Well, you need this and this and this and this and this and this and stuff. No, you don't. You don't need half of that chunk. You're telling people to spend tons of money on something they might not enjoy. You know, get yourself a headset, get yourself OBS, and make sure your PC can run OBS and your internet can cope with the bandwidth you'll have. That's literally all you need to stream. With broadband so widespread, pretty much anybody can do it, and that's why Twitch is full of people with like no viewers. Which is nothing against them. It's just there's so many people, it's difficult to stand out from the crowd now. I used him because everybody knows who Dr. Disrespect is. Like, he was just being used there as an example, but if you ask any top-line streamer, you ask a ninja or anybody, they'll tell you a million things that you don't actually need. Same for doing YouTube, like, you can kind of get away with using mostly free resources. You know, I would say that trying to use a free editor isn't a great idea, personally. I prefer paid ones. For editing and rendering videos myself, but that's just my own personal preference. You could totally use Lightworks or something like that. Even though I could never figure it out. I know. I think VF still uses Lightworks unless you swap to something else. But there's free resources for everything out there now. You can make or do anything online with the minimum cash input. All you need is a half-decent PC and okay internet. If you're making videos, you don't even need good internet. You can just leave them upload overnight. That's what I used to do. Hey, Dan the Man. How's it going today, dude? Love this map. I love it too. It's my favorite Oxy map. Like, by quite a distance. It just... I always feel like there's something I can do on this map. And it reminds me of so many places. DaVinci Resolve, good free video editor. I didn't know DaVinci Resolve was free, I thought you had to pay for that. Hey, my point stands, there's free resources for everything. Hey Steve. If you want to do something online, there's a free resource to do it. Which farm am I at? I'm basing myself out of the farm by the shop. That's what I consider the main yard. And also I've built an auxiliary yard at the placeable area, which is actually where I'm headed now. Missed you? I kind of missed streaming, but at the same time I was enjoying, like, over the Christmas period, just chilling and doing nothing. I think it was a break that I needed. Because it was a break from all the stress. I was nice and chill for the last, what, week and a half, 2 weeks? And I ain't gonna complain about that. Not seen me for ages. I've been unfortunately kind of on and off streaming for the last couple of months, Dan. November was just a wash because I was ill for the entirety of November. I had a really bad chest infection in November that just completely knocked me out. And then December I was just kind of getting back into streaming and Christmas happened. And I had to do a lot of pre-Christmas stuff. And then, like, after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, I literally finished New Year's Eve. I basically moved everything in my room around to make a bit more space. And then up until today, I've just been kind of taking some time to relax, because I didn't have much of a Christmas... Yeah, I didn't have much of a Christmas break, so I took an extra couple of days to just chill. Hey, look. That's why my Christmas break was slightly extended over most people. Was just I decided to do a lot over Christmas, so I took an extra couple of days just to recharge my batteries. I would have streamed yesterday, only after moving my PC I discovered the front USB port panel had completely failed. I did a repair that'll work for a while. Yeah. But I need to get a new case, and that's something that I'm working on currently. Is there any email from them, by the way? Doesn't look like it. By the way, if you're up late tonight in the UK at about after 2 o'clock, between 2 and 2:30 tonight, I do have a steering wheel then, yeah. I just don't use it much because I need to reinstall this. Well, I need to reinstall the software for everything. And I've not got around to doing that yet. I used duct tape? No, I used the screwdriver and just screwed in the panel a bit better than it was. And it's somewhat working now. I screwed it in tighter, yes. And it's made one of the ports reliable to the point where it's usable. The other one is dead. One of the USB 3s has just decided, nah. The other one's working, so I'm working off a USB 2 and a USB 3, and they're the only 2 ports I can get to work. But I do have plans to get a new case. I tried to order one yesterday, but for some bizarre reason, number one, the website I was using was a mess. Because I wasn't using Newegg, because they wanted to charge €80, 80 euro, to ship a case that costs €70. I was like, no, I'm not paying €163 for a case. So I went on to an Irish website. I'm not going to name it. Their website is a mess. And if you want to try and pay with credit card or debit card, which is what I have available to me, I'm borrowing my dad's debit card, I guess. It literally, like, there is no place to put in information, so I have no idea how they expect to get paid. So I'm half waiting on an email saying, hey, your payment wouldn't go through. Newegg shipping is terrible. Newegg shipping is really good. They use UPS. The only problem with Newegg is the cost. In my experience, at least. Like, Newegg's big weakness is the hideous cost of shipping. But I'm gonna use an Irish website if I can find one that has a case that I like to get a new case, and I have to take a day off to install the new case because I always work in idiocy time to any estimates that I make, and you know, allowing for me to be an idiot with the case basically means I write off a day. If I can stream that day, though, I will. can't trust eBay, that's exactly it. I don't trust eBay at all. Richard, hello. How's it going, dude? The place that I was looking at that has the worst website I've ever... Well, one of the worst websites I've ever seen, and no way to pay by credit card, for some reason. It's €10 flat rate delivery, which I'm fine with. Like, I am 100% fine with a €10 flat rate. Because they use a courier. I know the courier company. It's a good company. The big issue, though, is, like, there was no way to pay. So, I have no idea how they expect that to work. Wet and windy in Shetland? It's been wet and windy here, but it's kind of calmed down today. By the way, sorry if you can hear kind of a whirring, buzzing noise. It's just some book echo shows up and takes the money off you. What? Nope. Ask for 150 though. Yeah, if they do that, they'll get a 2-word reply, second word off. First word rhymes with duck. I'm nice until people screw with me, then I'd become very nasty indeed. Where am I? County Tipperary in Ireland. Yeah, it'd be €150. If they came to the door and asked for €90, I could totally do that. In cash. But if I'm the only one home, I can't pay because I'd need to borrow parents' debit card or my dad's company credit card. Duck goose. Right. Next item on the agenda. 8 to 10 working days. Live in County Tipperary? Yes, I do, Aaron. Not Tip Town, but County. Next item I need to do really is just kind of faff about and wait for crops to grow. We got 2 days left of summer, so what I'll do is... I need to feed the animals, don't I? You're on your way, Aaron. You'll be there in like 4 hours. I'll be on TeamSpeak swearing at Landy by then. Although Landy will probably end up playing Sea of Thieves with Dan, so... I might be on TeamSpeak ignoring Landy by then. Yes, she's decided he doesn't like doing videos, which is 100% his call. Streaming, to be honest, I'm with him there. Streaming is much more fun than videos. Ireland uses euros. At least where I am, it does. Which is why I've got my currency set to euros in game. Also, I've got my speed set to kph, which you can't see, but let's see if the cows will accept more straw. Do you want more straw, boys? You do. Kind of. Right, let's see if... there's only 6 counties that use pounds? Yes. And even then, some of them also accept euro. A lot of places up north will accept euros because they just want to make money, and they'll accept euros quite happily. Right, let's get straw out of this. I think that goes up to 50,000 litres. Yeah, it goes up to 50,000 litres. Sweet. Yeah, we're getting into the weird period where people are gonna just start chilling in other games until the next farm sim game, I think. Instead of getting this one. TMR. Bear with, I just want to check. No. Just want to check emails real quick. Newegg, don't care. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, most places will take exchange rate values for euro. Richard is a human, Aaron. Or Luke, even. Richard is a human. He just likes helping out. He might be part of the Nightbot team. I don't know. All I know and all that is important to me is that he enjoys letting chat and contributing to the streams. Right. Is anything actually ready to harvest? Out of curiosity. No. Okay. So let's get time going on a fast forward here. Just got 6,000. What's eating money? Oh, it's the pump. Okay, what's on great demand? To be fair, no caps in chat is a pretty good base rule to have and to know about. Shamrock Bales has got an increased demand for bales at 0. Good. That said, we know how to deal with this. Part of the reason that I stopped the fast forward is just every day or so I've got to come in here and deal with the cows and the poop, the insane amount of poop. By the way, I should point out This giant pile of manure, none of it has been cheated in. That's all legit. That is all 100% real manure from the real cows. I think slurry's starting to build up too. Is slurry starting to build up? Yeah, we got 6,000 litres of slurry as well. Yeah, the combine's still in its display position over there. You can see the wheels. And I'm going to be finishing up in like 10 minutes anyway, so I think this might be the last job of the day. Just because there's no point in starting something with 5 minutes left to go. Although I will feed the cows once more just to make sure they're fed. I'm trying to figure out, and I probably will for a while, continue trying to figure this out until I actually try it. If I can use all of this manure to fertilize at least once all of the fields. I've ever played Spin Tires Runner once or twice. I don't find it very fun single player, so I tend to play it multiplayer. Like when I do play it, I play it with the guys on TeamSpeak. Because I think trying to get other people out of the mud is part of the fun. And when you're just constantly trying to get yourself out, it becomes very old very quickly. If that makes sense to you guys. It's been a few years now. It's been out a while, yeah. I wish there was a way to know how much manure I had in this pile. I really do. Because it is, you know, quite the lump. It's approximately as much poop as I speak per day. Or, you know, at least one YouTube comment section worth of bullcrap. You got it for Christmas? Nice one, Aaron. The lobster oh, the lobster might. Good call, Martin. Let's see if it... Oh, yeah, you can't run with the lobster. Let's see if it will. No, it just tells me that exact position on the map. Yeah, no, it won't tell me how much manure there is. Which is a bit of a shame. To be fair, that's a script that I'd love, is a script that tells you how much is in a dynamic pile. See, look. Enjoy the rest of your day, dude. Because that's something that's impossible to know without meticulously keeping track of how much you put in. Wait, no, actually, let's use the Axion. Just because it handles the trailer a bit better. Sounds like effort. It definitely is Delvacity. So, like, I'd love a script to do that, is just, you know, keep track of how much is in a pile. Or somehow sense it. I don't know if you could even sense it. It's, you know, it's something that is definitely missing from the game, though, is knowing how much is in a dynamic pile, I guess. TMR. Is there no mods? Not that I'm aware of. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. No, I'm not aware of any mods for it. But I think I'm going to end the stream here because I've just been having my dinner. And it's steak and delicious. So, Landy might be streaming. I don't know yet. If he is, go watch him in a minute. If not, enjoy the rest of your day. Either way, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow, continuing on from pretty much here. Hope is to start harvest tomorrow. Until then, stay safe. And goodbye.